Hello, friends. Welcome back. Day 3 of my vlog. Let's see. Well, I guess it's been over a week, 10 days. Wow, time flies. Well, anyway, I was traveling and didn't record for various reasons. One of them, I seem to have found an exceptionally sharp chip at a local restaurant in where I was visiting. Uh-oh, Alexa thinks I'm speaking to it now. It's going to say something in a second. And this chip got, jammed in the back of my tooth there and ripped the entire part of my soft palate. So it's actually was hard to swallow and talk for a bit there, but I'm mostly better now, so I figured I'd record a video. I keep seeing Alexa flickering out of the corner of my eye there. It's a blue circle, spinning, listening to what I'm saying. I don't know who's listening. Well, it's the same with this. Who's listening to this? Probably me in the future. Hi, me, future me. Hi, everyone else. Not much else happened. I was on a plane, met some interesting people, talked to some people on the plane, and it was fun. It's always a good time. I always like meeting new people. So that was good. The one person overlapped me at Microsoft and at Google. So that was interesting. Entirely different teams, but yeah, it's weird. You end up sitting next to somebody who, I guess if you've worked at every company, eventually you'll meet people who worked at the same company. So, especially big companies like that, when you have tens of thousands of people and millions of people. So, yeah, I guess it is probably close to a million, right? Because Amazon, I think, is like 400,000 people. And so at some point, a million people work at a place. I sum up all the companies that I've worked for, and there's got to be some overlap. But I'm rambling because I'm really, really tired. Man, I was delayed getting my luggage back, and it was like over an hour. They decided to ship all 4 luggages to the same carousel for some reason. So everybody's standing around. It's crowded. Hour later, I get my bags, and I found out that one of my tires was low on air. So nav system really helped. Found a gas station in the middle of nowhere. It was closed, of course, but it was kind of weird. Right as I pulled up, 2 other people pulled up. Middle of nowhere, gas station. Me and 2 other people are sitting there. I got the air. They were trying to pump gas for some reason, even though the pumps were all closed. But I got air in my tires and made it home safely. So, and I'm just really, really tired. So it's hard to focus. There, I focused for a second. So it's not that hard. I just have to do it. I have to focus on focusing. So that's meta-focusing. And this is New Year's Eve, so I'll see if I can stay awake to count down the New Year's. Well, at least I should be able to count down the New Year's somewhere in the world, right? So I think it's probably New Year's at least somewhere now. It's 3 p.m. here, so that means we've hit a few of them, maybe? Wait, 8 o'clock? Yeah, probably somewhere it's New Year's. Celebrate the East Coast one, because that'll be the one I'll probably be awake for. Other than that, I was reading over the discrete programming stuff again, trying to get back into the mindset. I was thinking about it a lot on the plane ride back. The knapsack problem was the last one they had. And I think they had a million objects in their knapsack, and it would take way, way longer than the lifetime of the universe to calculate all the possible combinations. But the score I have 7 out of 10, so I don't have the optimal solution. That bothers me. All the other ones are optimal, or better. Not better than optimal, better than the standard base level ones. So, and I know some people, at least one person from the class may see this video, so I can't say what I did to get them all to be optimal. But yeah, I found found some tricks and be able to run them all in Python in a few seconds for tens of thousands and huge numbers of objects. But for some reason that last one, even though it finishes very quickly, it just doesn't find the right one. So something in the branching is wrong. Or, it's not wrong. I know what it is, but I can't say it. Anyway, so it's kind of boring. I can't say what it is. But it was interesting. I'm still looking forward to that. It's an interesting class, and I was thinking about all this machine learning stuff again and how I could apply CUDA to it. There's already a lot of CUDA libraries for it, but there's definitely some stuff with reinforcement learning. I was thinking about it for Halite and for some of the other stuff still. And the idea is still that if you create a bot or create something to do reinforcement, it's based on what a current static state is. So training a bot to play a game that's already out there, most of those are kind of static. It's like, okay, play Pac-Man. Now you eventually can figure out the rules for everything. And there's not really, I don't think Pac-Man had a random number generator. And if it did, it didn't really adapt to the people. So But something like Halite, if you look at the original bots that are out there, if you resubmitted one of those wouldn't win now. But if you trained your bot on that, then it would still lose. You'd have to train on what the current thing is. So the players get better and better as they're writing better and better bots. And it's the same thing for search engines, right? I mean, it's if you're trying to create a search engine that does reinforcement learning, at some point people will say they'll find a way of gaming the system, and you'll have to constantly update everything. Because an example would be somebody comes out with a new product. They announce it. It's on Dr. Oz or some big show, and everyone in the worlds of Cram, the new product. Everybody wants Cram. And until everybody updates everything, it's like somebody who saw that can say, "Ooh, I'm going to buy the keyword Cram and put it in my project for rabid bunnies." It's like no one's searching for my rabid bunnies, but when they see Cram, they type in Cram, rabid bunnies will pop up because I paid for that keyword. And so for that time, for the period of time, when anybody who's searching for that new Cram product will end up with this crappy rabid bunny product instead on their list. And so people say, "Oh, these search results kind of suck." It's like, well, eventually they catch up, but it's the whole thing of optimizing what your search results are for real time. I mean, things change constantly. And so if you have reinforcement learning or machine learning and you learn what's currently static or learn what's going on, you have to make sure that it updates for whatever the future is and be able to adapt to whatever that is, because those things may change and they may change in real time. But same thing with trying to learn for a bot. It's like, well, if you're playing against other humans or playing even the game of Go or chess or something, at some point, right now, they can play, my opinion at least, is how the Go bot wins and the chess bots win, are they've figured out all the current strategies that people use, and they can come up with an innovative move because they've tried millions of moves, but they're still only learning what those are. They're not necessarily learning the ultimate possible moves. They're learning the best moves based on human play and their own play against themselves. And as humans will adapt and other bots will adapt, they'll say, "Oh, well, okay, now we know about those moves. Now those moves aren't valid anymore." The same, Halite had this thing where, and in the past games too, if you look at any of the Google competitions for AI, there's always like the Zergling Rush kind of thing where somebody will say, "Oh, well, you have a base here, and if I send one of my troops here and set on your base, I can totally block your base." And that works for a couple of days until people say, "Okay, yeah, I'm just going to crash into any ship that's on my base." Then they say, "Okay, well, I'll move ships and block outside your base." It's like, well, okay, then people write code, special code to say, well, if there's a ship outside my base, and I need to get there, then I'll crash in and destroy that one, and then the rest of them can get through. But it doesn't figure that out normally. It's if you watch the gameplays, nobody did that until somebody personal went down and said, "I know what I'm going to do. I have a strategy." And once they did that, then people had to write special code for it. Then once they had the special code, no one does that anymore. So it's like a temporary fad. You can see these spikes in scores based on these random kind of things where someone says, "Oh, I have an idea, and it works now," or they've analyzed it themselves. And I think that's one of the things that's missing. I mean, there's the whole bunch of papers about curiosity and things like that. And it's like, I think, it's something I've been talking about for a while, and I really think it needs to explore kinds of ideas, but it's when will it ever explore something that someone's not actually doing? If there's an ultimate strategy, does it have to, because it costs extra resources to try to crash through these ships or to try to barricade. And if no one's doing it, there's no reason to spend the resources on it. Becomes a resource allocation problem. It's like, sure, it's possible that can happen, and I guess once it starts happening, you can find that trend and say, "Oh, okay, here's where it is," and then settle down after a while, but it has to have all that ability in the first place. I'm assuming it's the same thing with biological systems. Like, sure, you can have antibodies for some number of bacteria or viruses within your system, but can it possibly keep all of them for as long as you live? It probably forgets some things, or things adapt to a certain level of stuff, but as things change, it has to forget some of it at some point, and I'm assuming that's what's going to happen, and because it can't possibly have everything all the time for everything that happens instantly, and it has to build up. So it has to have just a minimum amount, and then say, "Oh, this is the condition, and that's going to cause that. Therefore, we need to ramp up on that possibility." And it's probably the winning strategy for these bots, I guess, or any of these AI competitions. I mean, you're adapting to what's around you, but the problem is I end up spending all my time, or the same thing with the other people programming, they spend their time figuring it out. I mean, watching replays over and over and saying, "Oh, well, here's what happened here. I'll write special code for that." Or, "How can I detect that it's going to be in this situation as early as possible, so therefore I can counter that as soon as possible, yet not waste the resources to do some move that may be less than optimal for other possible cases." So just have a machine do that. I mean, that's the whole point of it, right? Machine learning, so a human doesn't have to sit there and watch it all the time. And That's probably what the first set of things I'll be working on once the new year starts. But I think today I'm just going to nap. Yeah, catch up on sleep a little bit at least. See how long it lasts. I'll take a nap, then I'll see if I can stay awake to midnight. But anyway, I hope everybody has great New Year's, great New Year's plans. I hope 2018 was an amazing year for all of you. And yeah, I don't know. I guess retrospective. I'll do a retrospective some other time. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I look forward to the new year. And I hope to keep doing videos and as well as other stuff. So I definitely have a book I want to work on, and well, a bunch of things I think I mentioned in the past. But anyway, I'm rambling once again because I'm really, really tired. So, well, take care, and hope to see you soon. Bye.